Sweet. It's mid-spring here and I'm on this lake shore twitching a 16th ounce bucktail jig, brown and white. Brown base color with a white strip. Hoping again to some solid rock bass tonight as it starts to heat up towards the evening. A little guy. Just twitching this bucktail along the bottom here. Trying to imitate a sculpin or a crayfish or a mad tom. Something brown that a panfish or gamefish would want to eat. So I'm just working along the bottom as slow as I can with little twitches. Getting more hits on this corner here. It's 2 now in a couple minutes. They school up and move around, especially the perch, but I think the rock bass are sort of like stuck on structure underwater that I can't see too or something, because they seem to be schooled up in little pockets. Just got a hit over here, a short strike. See if he hits it again on the next cast. Yep, there he is. That looks like a better one. Sweet. Hoping to get into a 12 plus tonight. This is a nice one for sure. Not a monster, but a nice solid 11-inch rock bass, you know. Just working this little jig here. Brown head, brown base color, wide hook gap for a 16th ounce jig, and a little white strip on the back. Trying to work it like a crayfish. Yeah, solid rock bass. Sweet. I'm going to try and show all the releases just in case I get into some good numbers like 100 plus. That's what I'm really hoping for, so no one accuses me of rehooking fish and casting them back out and reeling them in and whatever. State record hunter at heart, so hoping for searching for a 15 plus. That's my goal with rock bass right now, or at least a fat 14 would be really nice. That would probably be enough to break the record. Need a 2-pounder. I think the record's 115. Yeah, small guy. I don't know, maybe 9 inches at best, maybe 8.5. Caught it on the fall. I did this in the last video, and I got 70 rock bass without really realizing it. So that was like the second best day for rock bass I've had, I think. But or not 70, 60. But I went home early for dinner, and so I'm gonna try and stay tonight and actually get a good number of them if they're still here and they're still, you know, schooled up like they were. Yeah, little smallie, probably, you know, 13.5 maybe. Small guy. I'm pretty tired though. I just got out of school and I've been studying really hard for days and whatever, so I just blasted right up here. So it's hard to speak well, but I'm trying. It's more shallow over there. bottom a lot faster. That was a hit. Shoot. Take it again. It's probably still there. Yep. Yeah, little guy. That's why he short striked. Sometimes with this 16th ounce, it's just a little too big for the small ones, which is not a problem, but when you get a short strike, you tend to think it's like a big one and you missed your chance. So if you don't think about little ones, it can be a little upsetting. Just a small guy. Two casts in a row. I'm going to show me jigging for a bit. Another smallie. And then I'm just going to show me landing fish for a while, just to save camera memory. But up until dark, I'm going to jig the exact same way, with bucktail jigs probably. And once it becomes dark out, I'm going to switch to a dark colored 2-inch curly tail jig, probably black or root beer brown. And a nice little bass. And once I do that, once it becomes dark out, like dark, you know, once the sun's, you know, like an hour after sunset or so, I'm going to start doing a steady retrieve, because the fish will be a little less picky, the rock bass. Yeah, probably, I don't know, 15 and a half, 15 to 16 for sure. Yeah. Three casts in a row. This one's definitely a rock bass. They just wiggle a little bit at first and then they give up pretty much and they come in on the surface. Unless they're monsters, then they don't, I guess, but then they're a dead weight. Looks like a pregnant 6-incher or 7-incher. It's good. I'm getting some with eggs. If I get a 14 with eggs, I stand a chance of beating the record. Yeah. One important detail about how I'm jigging this that you probably can't see is I'm hitting bottom a lot on every cast. At least 10 times I'm feeling bottom, you know, on every retrieve when I'm twitching it in. And every single time I feel bottom, I pop the jig once, twice, or do a triple pop, just little tiny twitch pop. Not so much for the fish, even though that does help help the jig move it more like a crayfish, but more importantly, it's so I don't drag it into the cracks between the rocks. That's why I haven't gotten any snags yet. Because once you start letting it sit for too long and then you twitch it, it gets stuck in those cracks there eventually. It finds one just right. But if I just keep it a couple inches above like that and twitch it along, it looks like a little brown bait fish or a crayfish. And it doesn't get snagged, and it's in the strike zone along the bottom. So that's the key. Hit it on the fall. Yeah. a little guy. Oh, yeah, decent rock bass. Sweet. Yeah, for sure. Thought it was a bass for a second, but solid 10.5, I'd say. Cool. Switch from a brown and white to a brown and yellow. Sometimes a yellow strip makes a big difference. Felt like trying it out. But so far it's doing the same as white. Switch back to or not back, but I switched to a brown and orange for a bit just to try it out. Another little rock bass. Decent one, maybe. Yeah. Brown with an orange strip, I mean. You know, just like the other one, same style. Yeah, small guy. 8.5 incher, probably, but fat. The bucktail jig bite slowed down, so I started doing a steady retrieve with a 2-inch curly tail jig early. Little walleye. Neat. Yeah, I have just starting out with a brown with a black fleck, with a brown 16th head right there. Yeah, baby walleye. Throw him back in. Yeah, it's one fish, and then a hit, and then another fish. 2 for 3 on this little brown guy. That's definitely the ticket now. That thing. Really soft plastic curly tail. Chunky little rock bass. Yeah, 4 for 5. This is definitely a lot hotter. It's just a tiny guy, but I bet, oh, it's a perch, awesome. I've been fishing for these guys all evening and finally got one. Little yellow perch. I bet you what's going on is they're shy to bucktail jigs because I caught so many of them on bucktails half a week ago. Little 9-inch perch. Beauty. Pop them off here. Put them back in. Ooh, another perch, I think. Oh, nice one. Awesome. That's not a bad perch. Not a big one, but oops, popped the hook. Definitely a decent one for sure. Yeah. Also looking for a 15 plus on one of these guys. It's a solid 12, right around 12, maybe 12.25. Nice decent yellow perch. Let him go here. This guy hit right on shore. Another rock bass. Smaller one. It's really funny how they won't hit the bucktail jig very well, but they're gonna hit this curly tail great now, it seems like. Same, almost the same size, same color, but slightly different jig style, and they're hitting it like crazy. Yeah, little guy. There we go. Just doing a steady, slow retrieve with this jig along the bottom. Kind of like what I was doing with the bucktails, but no twitching. Just imitating a little, I don't know, sculpin or something moving along. Not really a crayfish because I'm not twitching it, but yeah, tiny smallie. Pop the hook here. In the roof of the mouth. That little brown jig. Hoping this heats up really hot this evening at night. Last time it really got hot during the night. I was getting one every cast. In the day I wasn't, just like now. So hopefully it gets better. It's not too bad right now. Every few casts I'm getting one. Yeah. Small ones though, but you never know, you might hook into a 13 to 15 at any moment. Another bass, maybe? Yeah, a little smallie. Sometimes these jigs get real stuck in their mouths, but this one came out easy. Smallest smallmouth in the world, took it right on shore. Feels like a rock bass, wiggling like one. Feels a little better. No, I'm completely wrong. It's a walleye, just a little one. Weird. Yeah, 13-incher, maybe a 12. Toss them out in the deep. Another little rock bass. Awesome. Definitely still here. I think they're just a little bit shyer this time. I might have to work for them for a while to get a good number of them. Yeah, small guy. Yeah, another little one right on shore again. Starting to heat up a little. All small guys so far though. Two decent ones, over 10 so far, but nothing giant. I'm gonna have to catch quite a few to have a good chance of getting a big one. Yeah, another small one. Hope for a monster tonight. I hope to stay at least till morning. We'll see what happens though. It seems kind of windy, like it might storm. I don't know. I'm gonna try and juggle the flashlight and show the releases after dark, but you know, I'll try my best. There's a better fish. A little better. Oh, it's a walleye. Neat. It's the sort of walleye everyone's looking for, too. Keeper-sized one. People are so desperate for these around here. For an 18 plus, you know, skinny 18 probably. Maybe just a hair over that. That's what everyone here is fishing for until at least mid-June. This place will be loaded with lanterns every single night. Oh man, got him good, right in the top of the mouth. There we go. Yeah, decent walleye. Looks like I finally got the place to myself. People are moving out right when it's about to get good. I hope. I think. If it's anything like last time. These guys usually hit a little better at night. And it should be a moonlit night. Yeah, another small one. It's pretty neat that I got a keeper walleye. You know, keeper sized. Because the way this lake is structured right now and the dynamics of it, after they changed the regulations, it's been really tough for years to get keepers out of this lake. I've come down and got close to 30 in a day before, and you know, many days where I've gotten around 20 and I'll get 1 or 0 keeper sized ones, you know. So getting 2 walleyes and 1 keeper is pretty pretty above average. I plan on just walking up and down this shoreline tonight, finding the pods of fish, hopefully rock bass, and landing them and moving on when they thin out. I might move somewhere else on the lake or a nearby river or something if the bite dries up, though. We'll see what happens. Yeah, another tiny walleye. Looks like a little smallie. Hit it on the fall. Still just doing a steady, slow retrieve when it does get down there. That's what I'm just going to keep doing all night, probably. I might start twitching it if the bite dries up, but I'll tell you if I do. Yeah, just a baby. 12, 13 incher. Chunky. Same brown jig. I might switch to black too. That's about it. I'm going to keep using dark ones because that was working last time really well in this clear water. Yeah, another little rock bass. Starting to drink some caffeine again, so hopefully I'll wake up. I'm getting pretty tired here. Yeah, small guy. A lot of 6-7 inchers tonight. There's a lot of 9s last time, so I'm guessing there might be a lot of spooked 9s in this bay that I might be able to work out at night. We'll see. A lot of little guys. This one's really tiny. Really tiny rock bass. Like a 4 or 5 incher. Probably a 4. Pop this hook out here. Look at him, I barely lip him. Another little smallie, I think. Probably. No, it's a rock bass, it's just jumping. That's a pretty good rock bass, awesome. That's weird, I don't usually have rock bass jump around like that. Yeah, decent one. Probably 9.5 maybe. Not bad. Pretty tall on the back. Starting to get to the point where it's almost every cast. So it's heating up. Evening bite's definitely on. Yeah, another chubby small one. 6-7 incher. But pregnant. Fell off the hook. There he goes. And another small one. Yeah, go grab the flashlight now. Probably see a silhouette. Yeah. Toss him back in. I didn't think it was supposed to storm out, but it got really gusty all of a sudden. And then the gust stopped for just a second, and then I got this fish. Yeah, another chunky, small rock bass, 8 incher probably. Toss him back in. Seems like the rock bass either thinned out or turned off, so I switched it up a bit by putting on a 3-inch curly tail jig, see if the bigger bait profile gets me something. First cast got a little smallie. Just a smoked black curly tail with a same 16th ounce head. Alright, just a little rock bass, but that's really encouraging. That means they didn't turn off. Not that they usually do, but I figured this might be like a cold front or something. I guess not. I guess I just thinned them out of that other spot. Cookie cutter 7s. I just noticed that the moon's starting to rise, full moon, so it's probably going to get pretty bright out here as long as the clouds shy away. Alright, that one's a little better. Solid 9.5 incher with eggs. Oops. Decent one with some weight to it. Decent length. Awesome. I have a feeling that there's a big one somewhere along this really long shoreline. Or maybe even a monster one, you know. There's gotta be one at least 12 somewhere here. Maybe one 14 plus. I'm definitely not nailing the same numbers as I was last time, so if I can't break a quantity record, I'll probably just work it for a while for a big one and then maybe try and do something else. I throw on this power grub to see if the smell of it would like bring in some wary ones. Another little guy. Now switch back to a dark jig body. So I have a little more confidence in that. Chartreuse wasn't so great, even with the power bait smell. Well, 2 casts in a row, a little bit encouraging. Fat 8 incher or so. Still just doing a steady retrieve. This spot seems really thinned out compared to the other day, so probably going to take a risk and head down to the spillway for the rest of the night and maybe come back up here around dawn. See. That one's a little better. 9 1/4. Just wanted to hit this little stretch of shore first. I'm heading to the spillway now, I guess. Or soon. I went down to that spillway last night, but it was really flooded, so I just basically took a nap in the car and now I'm back here First cast I got a little smallie on. Oops. Fell off the hook. There we go. Yeah, just a small guy. Just gonna be doing a steady retrieve with a 2-inch curly tail. Got a black right now. I might start twitching a little bucktail again before it rains. Switch to a little brown curly tail jig. A little more natural looking in the clear water. And that's what I was getting the perch on last night, not the black, so hoping to find a couple more perch today, somewhere on the shore. A decent smallie on. Cool. Not a big one, but decent size, I guess. By the lip here. Yeah, this little brown guy, if I could pop him out. Sometimes it gets really stuck in there. Yeah, 15, maybe 15 and a half. A little bit thin. I just had a nice perch follow me up. Like nicer than the ones I was getting last night. With 13 plus. Could be off. It was definitely a jumbo perch. Followed me up and then he turned away, so wonder if I can tease him into it. You can tell they're definitely spooked. That's not what I was looking for, but I'll take it. Another decent rock bass. Yeah, 7.5, 8-incher. And that was a quality perch. That was a 13 at least, I'd say. Another rock bass. Chunky one. Yeah. Real fat with eggs, probably. 8-incher. There we go. That same jig, just retrieving it steady, nothing fancy. Couple more casts. Another rock bass, I think. Looks like a decent one. Yeah, a little better. 9-inch class, probably. Barely. Probably barely a 9. Fat again. Sweet. Man, I love panfish fishing. Just the variety of it. Usually you get more than one species in each spot. And rock bass and perch are two of my favorites for sure. Always have been. Yeah, another little guy. Little females. This guy hit on the fall. Oh, that looks like a perch. Yes, awesome. Quality perch. Oh, that's a nice one. Sweet. Hit it on the fall too. Could swore it was a rock bass, just how he hit it. There's a nice jumbo. Not a huge one, but you know, nice quality. Alright. Measured him quick just for fun. He's a 13.7. So decent perch for sure. Not a bad one. There he goes. rock bass. That's just how I've been working it. Just a slow, steady retrieve close to the bottom. Not quite on the bottom. I'm not clipping it into the rocks, but probably within a few inches. You can always tell when it's a rock bass right away because they have this very distinctive wiggle. And then they kind of give up, usually. It's probably 9 or pushing 9. Yeah, little females. Yeah, this is like heaven. Rock bass and perch. 2 of my favorite panfish. Getting a good number of them. Hitting better now than they were last night, surprising. I think it's going to storm later, so they might get a little active, but no big ones, just small, decent ones. It's a smaller guy. Another little smallie. Real tiny one. 5-6 incher. Try and pop this hook out without hurting him. Or ripping the curly tail. There's something bigger. Something good sized. Took a little drag right at first. A little smallie, awesome. They're always fun. Small bass. A 13, probably around 13. Her hair over that. Just by the skin of the lip here. Awesome. Rock bass, I think. Yeah, decent rock bass. Oh, smaller. I don't even know if he's decent. 8.5 maybe. Right around there. Pop this jig out here. There we go. Awesome. Not a super hot bite, but definitely a steady bite. As long as I don't thin them out too hard, they're hitting real steady. Every few casts getting one, sometimes getting them back to back, but mostly every like 3 to 5 casts. Another small guy. Yeah, that's kind of funny. I missed my cast, so I slammed into the water really hard right in front of me. This rock bass just went nuts over it, like 15 feet out or so. It's not a bad one either. A little better than what we're doing this morning on average for sure. 9 1/4 maybe. Right around there. Decent one. Maybe a 9. Baby smallie. Cool. Yeah, tiny guy. Another little rock bass right on shore. Yeah, small guy. Or girl. I'm gonna try out jigging it for a bit. See if I can spook up a perch. A different one. Maybe that one I spooked down there, but just jigging and I got this little rock bass to hit it. That didn't work like I wanted it to. Really tiny smallmouth took it. I switched back to a steady retrieve because it was hotter than jigging it. Man, that's a tiny guy. really thinning them out, I think. About 30 casts per fish at this point. Decent bronze colored rock bass with eggs. 9 and maybe a hair over 9, but fat. Awesome. Right on shore. Yeah, another decent one. Sweet. Maybe a hair bigger than the last one. And fat too. There we go. Chunky rock bass. I thinned out that last spot a little too much, so I moved down. I'm going to start scouting out new spots. Still took quite a few casts here to get something going. Another decent or smaller rock bass, 8-incher probably. Pretty colors though. Have awesome eyes. Yeah, gonna hop around, hit other spots on the lake and other lakes maybe. That's gotta be a bass. The wind's in the wrong direction here, but at least it's a little deeper. Oh nope, little walleye. Yeah. Figure it wasn't a panfish at the very least. A little too heavy. Oh man. I have to break out the pliers for this guy. Maybe. So I can work out the jig here. There we go. Yeah, small walleye. Little rock bass hit right there, right on shore. And beauty. Bronze color. Fat 6-incher. There's a bass. Little smallie. I'll pop this hook here first. Kind of awkward. I'm standing on these rocks. I can pop it. It's got them pretty good. Shoot. Sometimes that hook, the barb really sticks in their mouth hard. There we go. Little bass. 12-incher. Another rock bass, I think. I'm working my way back now. There's not too much going on over here. It's not a bad one. 9 1/4. That same jig. Just wearing the paint off the head. Followed me up, hit me right on shore. Another decent rock bass. Maybe 9 inches. A little darker one. Some black on him. Still working my way back. Another little bass. Yeah, baby smallmouth. Little smallies are hitting. I don't want to call it a problem necessarily, but part of the deal with using these little jigs for panfish is you get a lot of baby game fish too if you're in the area. Plan on just hitting a stretch one last time and then going exploring. Yeah, another tiny, tiny bass. A little better smallie. Not a big one, but not a 6-incher too. He won't give up. That's part of the problem. Got him right on the face, in the eye almost. Yeah, there he is. Should get the pliers out for him so I don't hurt his eye. I'm trying to pry the jig out. I lost my hemostats when I was trout fishing, so all I got with me is a pair of needle nose. I can get them out of my pocket here. There we go. Awesome. Scouting out new spots. It's getting really windy though. A little smallie while still steady retrieving this little brown jig. 2-inch curly tail flat. There we go. Tiny guy. Figure I'd toss that little jig into this tunnel here. A little smallie. You know, 12, 13-incher. Man, really stuck. Break the pliers out. Get them here. Oh man, that gets so stuck in there sometimes. There we go. Looks like I got a little rock bass by this boat ramp here, or whatever this thing is. Oh, dock, that's what it is. Yeah, on a little black dock. 8-incher. There, over that. Just lost a pretty good one that was like 9 or 10 or so. This one's probably another 8, maybe. There's a nice little pot of rock bass right here in this channel. Slow though, enough to keep the curly tail moving pretty good. They're whacking it. Another smaller guy, 7-8 inches. Pretty fish though. Man, I teased this guy into it right near shore. He rolled for it on the surface, so I dropped the jig back in the water and just started jigging in his face like I was ice fishing. He hit it. Solid 9-incher. A little bit thick. Oop. You see that? How she jumped on it? pretty sure these black things are nests, and that's why I'm getting these rock bass so close to shore. That's just what the last one did too, though. I was just twitching it right in their face, and then they rolled on it. Yeah, 8 1/4 maybe, or around there. Man, this wind is brutal. Just pop this jig out. There we go. Just sight casting to these black spots now. There's one. All these black spots, I'm pretty sure, are nests at this point. Decent one, 9-incher. It's funny, the ones over in the other bay hadn't spawned yet, but I think these guys have. Either that or they're males. There's one right there. Black spot. Look at that. They're right on the nest. It's like the only spot right there. That's why I'm not getting them out in the middle. These are just the early spawners pushing in. There's one. They keep grabbing the curly tail, and then I set the hook on them without the hook in their mouth, just the end of the curly tail, and then they roll and they get spooked. So swiping back over it again, I can tell which ones I've gotten already because they just go out to the middle whenever I cast towards them. Couple nests right there between me and that spot. Oh, got him. Didn't even notice for a second. That's a better one. Shoot. It's a dark one. Oh, I want to show him to the camera quick before I let him go. That must have something to do with spawning, that color. That was really cool. Look at the dark belly on him. And the head. Solid 9 1/4 maybe. I'm out here now on this point on the edge of a cove, just working this little brown guy again. I had to walk so far to get here though, with all my gear. Just wanted to try it out. I know there's some brush and rocks right there. Got him right along the wall here. I figure I'd come down to the spillway for a bit, see if there's some rock bass stacked up on this structure. A nice keeper sized walleye. Up in the lake the limit's 18, but down here it's 15, so that would be what everyone's looking for. Right there. 16-incher maybe? At least 15 and a half. My goal this trip was panfish and not walleye, so I left the spillway to hit a couple of smaller lakes on the way home. Hopefully find a nice crappie or bluegill or pumpkinseed. Got a little largemouth. I'm yo-yoing 3-inch curly tails right now, and jigging them a little bit, and trying a steady retrieve, seeing what they'll hit. Another little bass maybe right on shore. Yeah. Well, hopefully the crappies pick up. Might throw on a 2-inch and go for sunfish too, we'll see. Just tough with this wind. It's right in the wrong direction for fishing the weed bed. This little tiny bass hit this right on shore. I'm gonna switch to 2-inch next. Try and rocket it out with the wind. I'll put on a 2-inch brown color. It's definitely gonna be a magnet for baby bass, but I think it's my best chance to get a sunfish, especially. Nice big pea seed. another tiny bass. Yeah, I might go try over on the weed bed. I switched to a chartreuse head and a crappie slider, but I don't know if I'm going to get away from these bass no matter what I throw. There's just way too many small ones. Same problem with smallmouth as largemouth. They really get stuck in there. There we go. Got it. See, there's the thing slid down. Something. Probably another little bass. Nope, boom, it's what I'm going for. Alright, that's what I'm talking about right there. There's a nice pea seed. Solid 9-incher with a tall back. I did it. I found the winning color. I don't know if it was the color. I might have just got it in his face at the right time, but I switched to a orange sparkle with a green tail with a chartreuse head and started yo-yoing it and jigging it very softly. That's a beauty right there. Nice solid pea seed. Alright. That was a hit. Little hit. There he is. Yeah, another little bass. Whatever. Switch back to brown just to try it in this drop-off section. This is where it gets deepest, right here. I'm gonna switch back and forth between the colors. Maybe go hit that boat ramp too. Yep, not what I'm going for. That was a hit. He's hitting, he's trying. Come on, baby. Eat it. There he is. Oh, it's another little bass. Shoot. I was really hoping you were a sunfish short striking it. Yeah, tiny largemouth. Another little bass. Man, go away. Get out of here. Rip the curly tail up too. Little guys. Is that a crappie? Did I finally do it? Yes, I did it. Nice black pre-spawn black crappie. Not a big one, but that's all I was trying to do here, is catch a nice crappie. I figured they'd be, I don't know, either on that weed bed over there between the shallow and the deep, or on this structure here, moving in before they spawn. They should be spawning soon. Yeah, another little bass. Something really tiny took it once it fell. And these guys are getting so annoying. I'm gonna go to another lake, I think. Sick of fighting off those guys. There we go. Oh, that's another bass. Came to a new lake and got another bass. Shoot. Well, I was on the deep side for a while, switching colors, and now I came to the shallow side, getting hits right away on a white head with a black body for a little largemouth.